Robert, can we actually add two off the top? One will be the media matters, and the other one's going to be the one that I have a question about. But everyone needs us to talk, or has asked us to talk about the media matters, the allegations that Media Matters put out a hit piece saying that they basically ran a test that showed that there were ads running next to anti-Semitic or racist tweets or whatever, and they put out a hit piece as well on Rumble. And now apparently, according to ALX on Twitter, who seems to have inside connections with Musk, there's an allegation that Twitter is confirming, or X is confirming, that they never actually ran an Apple ad, or there's evidence to believe they did not run an Apple ad beside one of the alleged tweets that Media Matters for America put out. First things first, assuming that their piece is mildly accurate, that they create a separate account to sort of fabricate results that are actual results, is that tortious interference? And if they've actually doctored a tweet, where does it go from there?
Well, Musk is going to sue. So so I think once we have the suit, then we can make an assessment of the credibility and plausibility of the claims. So so I know people wanted it, but until we know what the suit actually is, it's hard to make a assessment because there's different allegations out there. We don't know which ones will show up in the suit. Different theories out there. We don't know which of those will show up in the suit. And not a surprise, Media Matters is a political hit organization, has been for a long time. And that's what they do. They were orchestrating the cases against Alex Jones in substantial part. They knew many of the allegations against Alex Jones were false, and yet continued to propagate the falsity of those claims. So it's who they are. It's no surprise. I'm sure they engage in all kinds of shenanigans. Now, they're not an organization. I mean, they're an organization you'd sue, and they would just fold up shop and start with a new name. So I'm not sure how much you quite achieve. I mean, it's probably worth it, but it's not like they're the Rockefeller Foundation. They're, another NGO, fly-by-night organization created by David Brock. And he's shifted sides. He's been a grifter his whole life, his whole career. He was an anti-Clinton guy in the 90s and then weaseled his way into the Clinton camp thereafter by using the extortionate threats he developed from his efforts in the 90s. So it's just who the guy is. But he knows he knows how to solicit donors and how to get those donors to target the causes that they choose. It is really weird to go after Musk in the current environment on anti-Semitism grounds, given all the other places that currently has all kinds of where anti-Israeli sentiment has been quickly bleeding over into anti-Jewish sentiment. Not all anti-Israel sentiment is anti-Jewish, though saying things like "from the river to the sea" can only have one meaning. But fundamentally, that isn't necessarily because someone's Jewish. It's because it's Israel and they're Jewish. But clearly but to blame Musk for that, it seems to be a distraction campaign from the fact that so many of the left's allies are deeply anti-Israel, and their anti-Jewish biases have been coming to the fore in ways that have shocked some old school Jewish moderates and liberals.
Okay, and that's a very judicious response. Wait until we see what's actually alleged.